There are places around the world where African men, black men, do not work but half a year. So, I get what she's saying, or she's trying to say. So let me take it to a woman that's on her level, so to speak. I have no idea why black women think all women are Ebony K. Williams.
You're absolutely right that it's more about the image. I think the problem also, the reason why I brought up money is that while they're considering how it makes them look, they never consider the cost or what that actually looks like in real life when we talk about money. And I think that's the problem also, is that you can have this vision of what you think what your man should look like, what his job title should be, but you have to also understand what that job title entails, how much it costs, what it like, because you don't even know. I think Kevin Samuel spoke to this a lot. A lot of these women want something, they don't even know where to look.
So to that point, Sweeney, when Iyanla asked her a very logical question, her emotions responded. She didn't really consider what she was saying, and she thought that it was going to be a lot of women rallying around her. Like she put no thought into what she said. And then to Shan's point, it's almost like she went back to double down, because she's like, you know what, stand your. I bet you she got some girlfriends. Girl, stand your ground, stand on your square, let them know how you really feel, right? Because she didn't think about what she was saying, and she recognizes now that in one breath she's saying she wants excellence for black men, while at the same time talking about the C in D students, which doesn't consider the fact that maybe they didn't have opportunities for it. So it's like,
but grades don't determine your
success. It's devoid of intelligence for a person who's talking about C and D students. Her response mirrors the insult that she gave to a lot of black men. So she didn't think before she responded.
Yo, I definitely.
I mean, does it really matter now because she came back and doubled down.
Okay, no, I'm with you.
No,
go ahead, hold that.
She came back and doubled down. I think that the thing about it is that what I wrote about it was that she wants the guy that's already established himself, and she doesn't want to come along. She wants to already be established, and so therefore she doesn't have anything to do to help him build. Right. So if she already wants him to be a bus driving own the company, then what work does she have to do? Right. So in my opinion, I think y'all talked about this before, maybe, that if a woman is able to get a man on his way up, she has a better chance of being able to build with him, and he sees her differently than the man has found and got all of his wealth. And now you want to come along and be on his coattail, right? Those are two different individuals. And so she's not understanding that also, that just because a man makes a lot of money doesn't mean anything as it relates to his integrity, his character, his faith, his masculinity, his leadership. It doesn't really necessarily entail those things. And that's what's unfortunate, that women that think that because a man makes a lot of money, that's going to make her better or make her look better, then at the end of the day, she's going to have a hard time inside of that relationship and inside of that marriage, because the first thing that she saw was that he made a lot of money, as opposed to what non-tangible things did he bring in aftermath.
So
I definitely want to add to what he said real quick. I agree with what Sir Hale and Humble Dad said. I also think that it speaks to the lack of just financial literacy and financial education in our community, because I think that for a lot of particularly black women, I think that they associate status with money. Like they think that, for example, when they hear drug dealer, they hear doctor, they hear lawyer, they automatically associate those high status positions with high income. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you have doctors that are in debt and really aren't making that much money, where you have someone who might be a garbage man that's making more than the doctor's actually making. But I think because their only understanding of finance, it's very influenced by like the media. And so by them being so focused on status, they're completely uneducated about how the system actually works and what industries are actually generating the actual income. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when you leave our community and you go in other communities, let's say, Asian communities or, African communities, all type of places, they hear coding and that's what perks their ears up. They hear engineering and that's what perks their ears up. They hear They hear programming, and that's what gets them, because they're not looking for the status. They actually are looking at what actually has a productive value in the society. So I think it definitely speaks to a lack of financial and economic education in our country.
Absolutely. Can I add to that then, Clap? Because business owners don't always make six
Money.
figures. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that also business owners spend a lot of time in their business if they don't have people working for them as it relates to buying back their time. So it'll be interesting to hear what she means by own the business, because a person or a man that owns a business may not always have the amount of time that she may require from him as well. So
It may not be profitable either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The bus driver. So I had to react to this one and I'm gonna do a reaction tomorrow to her response. She botched that, and I thought she was gonna come out with some level of sincerity and patch it up. Damn, if you talk about don't touch something you because you're gonna make it worse, she did that. She absolutely did that. And my response tomorrow is gonna be called Ebony K. Williams hates black men. I'm sorry. I cannot conclude any other. I cannot conclude anything else. And what it really means, and this is something that we need to speak about, is that black women are now embarrassed by black men.
Mm.
And we don't have to accept their embarrassment because their expectations are unrealistic.
Mm.
For your information, the black American man is the richest black man in the world. There are billions, and I'm not lying, billions of women looking to come get with an honest black man doing an honest day's work, such as a bus driver. There are places around the world where African men, black men, do not work but half a year. So, I get what she's saying, or she's trying to say. So let me take it to a woman that's on her level, so to speak. I have no idea why black women think all women are Ebony K. Williams. Unfortunately, black women are the second poorest group of people in the United States of America. I see a lot of women do this because I know a lot of affluent blacks, but because you look around you and there's 1,000 black women flourishing and y'all are sorority girls and making money, there are a million Keishas out there making not a goddamn dime. And you forget that's bad math. 1,000 to a million is a failure. So around you in your circle, you may see success, but the world of other black women, the world full of other black women are failing. You have to look at that too and do those numbers that way. Now, women like her, unfortunately, they're projecting. They're actually projecting because what they are projecting is their failed strategy. They waited too long. The man that she was supposed to get, like every other woman does, while you could have done it all at the same time. That's the one thing they don't ever want to admit. You did not have to wait to have kids. You did not. My uncle went to medical school with 4 children. My aunt went to nursing school with 4 children. You don't have to wait on anything. It will be difficult. Get your family involved. Create a plan to do it all at the same time. You could have got married in your 20s. That would have been better for you. And that's exactly how you get a man of that caliber. And look around. Every woman that got a man like that started with him somewhere where he had nothing. You might be able to get a man on the back end after he divorced his first and second wife. Okay, but that's the best you're going to do if we're being real. If you want a man of that caliber. Now let me give y'all another ounce of truth. Ladies, I'm talking to you. If you are a high productivity, high yield woman, a man who has that criteria doesn't want you. No man ever says, I want a wife I will never see. I want a wife that works just as many hours as me. I want a wife that works 80 hours a week so we can never see each other. No man says that shit. So you have to understand this, that being a productive woman has no romantic benefit.